Well, a federal prosecutor is looking to crack down on political corruption in New York State. The New York Post is reporting that Manhattan U.S. Attorney Preet Bharara has filed a subpoena to review hundreds of accusations filed with the Joint Commission of Public Affairs, or JCOPE. So what will he find? Well, joining us now, our political analyst, New York Post state editor, Fred Dicker. And Fred, this is quite interesting that on so many levels, but we know that the governor disbanded the Moreland Commission, and yet all that information ended up with Bharara, and now he's digging deeper.
And we know that Bharara was critical of the governor for disbanding the Moreland Commission, and we know that he's brought some very major indictments over the last year and a half or so and talked about Albany's culture of corruption. There's got to be a lot of worried people about this and nervous people on maybe a couple of different levels. This is very unusual. This JCOPE, Joint Commission on Public Integrity, created back in 2011, was really the new version of the state Public Integrity Commission. All kinds of complaints have come into it, alleging various things about all sorts of people. And here's Bharara, the federal attorney, coming in and grabbing all the records. The JCOPE Commission, as you may recall, was made up by appointees from the legislature and the governor and the attorney general. And 2 of the 14 appointees had the ability and have the ability to block any investigation. So one interesting question is, have there been serious investigations blocked with good information, but because 2 of the members didn't want it to go forward, was it stopped? That's something presumably Bharara will find out, and he may find leads to many other things.
A couple of follow-ups there. One is, it's an election year. There's got to be quaking in their boots right now.
Yeah, if in fact there are serious improprieties that have been covered up, I would think they should be quaking in their boots quite correctly. Maybe there isn't. We don't know. It could be some people made allegations to this commission not expecting the federal government to be involved and maybe linking it to other investigations. That's when it could get really juicy. There might be some legal challenges to this too. I'm not sure Bharara, whose jurisdiction is the Southern District of New York, we're in the Northern District here, really has the authority to grab all those records. What if it has to do with, what if these allegations deal with things that occurred outside his jurisdiction? That remains to be seen. But this is something, as you suggest, that could make a lot of people, including the governor, nervous, depending on what's there.
And the theory has been that Bharara has his own political aspirations, and this would play right into that, right?
It could very well, depending on what he comes up with. Bharara is an appointee of Chuck Schumer, the U.S. attorney, or he's a nominee of Schumer. Schumer had nominated him. He used to work for Schumer. Many people think Bharara would like to be governor one day. Wouldn't that be interesting? And think of the clashes that could set up.
Fred, what's your gut feeling on this? Do you think that there's some big stuff that's being hidden right now?
I don't think so. I haven't thought that there was widespread institutional corruption. I think there's a lot of individual corruption. I think if this JCOPE Commission had evidence of a real crime, they wouldn't have taken the risk of covering it up. They would have forwarded it already to a prosecutor.
All right. Well, we'll see where it takes us next. And thanks for your insight as always. Fred's on the radio, too. It's live from the state capitol weekday mornings 10 to 11 on Talk 1300 AM.